Today, in the nerdy news you need to know about, Call of Duty is launching on Game Pass according to a new report. GTA 6 gets a release window, and 2K is about to reveal a sequel to one of its biggest franchises. But none of that matters because it's back, ladies and gentlemen. EA College Football 25. The trailer's here. We're live reacting. Let's go, Mizzou. This is Kind of Funny Games Daily. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kind of Funny Games Daily for, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Friday, May 17th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the master of hype, Snowbike Mike.
Greg, thanks for having me on a beautiful Friday to talk all things video game news with you.
We didn't even plan it. It just happened this way. That college football would return in trailer form when you and I are hosting. You in your Colorado jacket. Me in a 23-year-old Mizzou antler shirt. My first ever antler jersey, ladies and gentlemen. Still have it. Jen was horrified to see it come out of the closet today.
Still looks good. Still looks good.
Used to be jet black. Now very gray, as you can see. Very gray, but that's it. These colors don't run. Black and gold, baby. What up, Mizzou? Go Tigers.
Very excited about that. You know, it worked out perfectly for us. Nobody better in the office than you and I to talk some college football and exciting stuff. After what, a decade, 11 years now, we're finally returning. We're paying those kids, which is most important. And we get to hopefully see the return of something great, which I know a lot of
you haven't watched the trailer? I haven't watched the trailer.
Nope. Excited.
Very excited, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait. And on top of that, then there's Xbox news to lead off with. You know what I mean?
Big Xbox news. Exciting stuff. I mean, kind of news we already know about, but I'm excited to talk about it.
Was it, Mikey? Oh, was it, Mikey? Was it that obvious, Mikey? Because there have been a lot of conversations about this, Mikey.
Did we not think that Call of Duty, the biggest title, was going to come to Game Pass eventually?
When they're fucking closing studios trying to make money, there was a little bit of concern there if that was going to happen. You some bitch, all right? Don't get it. Don't ruin this day.
Let's do it. Let's have
College football day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep cooking and get going. Remember, of course, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily each and every weekday live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. We run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, you need to get the Kind of Funny membership. It would get you all of our shows ad-free. It would get the ability to watch the afternoon podcast live as we record them. And of course, you'd get your daily video / podcast multimedia experience from me, known as Gregway. A double dose today. Yesterday's episode got caught up in the old pipes and never made it out. So today you're getting like 2 20-minute Gregways. So what are you doing? I'm killing it out there. I'm making great content. I'm talking about this shirt, talking about Mizzou, not just about college football, about, memories. And yesterday was all about timing.
Of course, we talked about time yesterday. Yeah.
But nobody knew because it never posted.
That's how fast time comes at you.
It happens, ladies and gentlemen. We're an 11-person small business, and that's why you should support us, of course. You're helping a local small business, and of course, you are getting good karma for taking care of the people who are trying to take care of you. I digress. To be part of this show live as we record it, I need your super chats. That's right. Over on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, you can super chat to be part of the show. Obviously, we're talking about Call of Duty. We're talking about GTA. We're talking about college football. I need those questions, comments, and concerns as we go. Housekeeping. Today, after Kind of Funny Games Daily, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally happening. You will get the Final Fantasy 16 Spoilercast featuring star of the game, Ben Starr.
Pretty wicked. Amazing.
Of course, you have wanted this forever. We only had 1 GAMESCAST a week. It was hard to fit it in there. Now we got 5 GAMESCAST a week. Very easy to get it in there. So, of course, Tim and a crew, including Ben Starr, will be here to talk all about Final Fantasy 16 and the spoilers therein. Of course, after that, it's the Kind of Funny Game Showdown. It's Friday. We'll run see if I can get my second star of the season. And then after that, ladies and gentlemen, come hell, high water, Nick finishes the Nuzlocke Pokemon stream today. I don't believe it. I've heard this live from you people before.
Yeah, we don't believe it either, but it's happening. Nick will become a Pokemon master, or he will wipe out and die trying. It's going to be very exciting. The Elite Four in our way. Let's see if Nick has this stuff. He's learned over 60 plus hours of Pokemon gameplay. He should know this by now. He should know what type is weak to what and what is strong to what.
This.
We'll find out.
The key word is should.
We'll find out.
Should know this. Will he? Luckily, there is a gigantic chart in there if he really needs it. We'll see if it helps him out at all. Of course, we're all about live talk shows. I already ran you through the day today, or you can get it later. YouTube.com/kindoffunnygames. Like, subscribe, share. Follow us on Twitch. Use Amazon Prime subscription there. Super chats, you got it, blah, blah, blah. If you're a Kind of Funny member, like I said, you get a double dose of Gregway today. Very meaty ones talking about time passage and memories and nostalgia. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs and Fargo Brady and Delaney Twining. Today we're brought to you by the Kind of Funny membership, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 7 items.
A baker's dozen!
Number 1 on the Roper Report, Microsoft to add next Call of Duty to Xbox Game Pass, according to the Wall Street Journal. We'll read from Tom Warren at The Verge. Microsoft has reportedly decided to add the next installment of Call of Duty to Xbox Game Pass. The Wall Street Journal reports that Microsoft will announce that Call of Duty is coming to its game subscription service during the company's Xbox showcase on June 9th. This being Tom Warren, reported earlier this month that Microsoft had been debating whether to put new releases of Call of Duty into Game Pass, with concerns from some at the company that the revenue generated from a typical Call of Duty sales would be undermined by Game Pass. Activision traditionally sells copies of Call of Duty for around $70 or more, selling more than 20 million copies on average. The brief Wall Street Journal report doesn't make it clear whether Microsoft plans to charge extra for Call of Duty inside Game Pass or whether the company will raise Game Pass Ultimate subscription fee. I understand Microsoft has been considering raising the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate pricing again. Activision is currently targeting a late October release for the next Call of Duty, which is rumored to be set during the 90s Gulf War. I didn't see that one coming.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, I haven't. You know me. No offense. I don't care about Call of Duty, so I don't pay outside of the business aspect of it. I'm not paying too much attention to nuts and bolts. What's going on?
Yeah, we've kind of known about Black Ops and the Gulf War. We've known where that's been heading for a little bit now with some rumors and teases. But yeah, it's time now to talk about Game Pass, which is the exciting news.
And that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to talk about Xbox Game Pass, of course you want the former host here of the Kind of Funny XCast, Snowbike Mike. Of course, if you're going to talk about the Xbox Game Pass ecosystem, you're going to want the best voice in the business, Paris Lilly. Kevin, can you beam Paris? There he is! Hey, Paris!
Hey.
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm good. Of course, you know, I laughed because this all started because of Twitter when the news broke and I saw you tweet and I just literally said, hey, man, I want to come talk about this. So here I am.
Let's talk about it. Why did this motivate you to come off the bench? You said you retired from podcasting. You weren't going to talk about games anymore. Why'd you want to be a part of this story?
No, it actually goes back to our conversation last week that we had on the GAMESCAST when all the studio closures and everything happened and we had that GAMESCAST. And unfortunately, Mike, you couldn't be there because I believe it was your birthday, correct?
It was my birthday.
Yeah.
Bad news on my birthday.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
But I had even said then about Game Pass, I was like, because there was rumblings about Call of Duty. I go, you kind of either you have to put Call of Duty in there or you need to get rid of Game Pass. And clearly they are going all in on Game Pass and Call of Duty has to be a part of it. And I know they've said on the business update, they said everything was day one on Game Pass. Or Bond reiterated it last week during the Bloomberg interview. And then now we got this Wall Street Journal article that's basically saying it's going to happen. To me, it's a no-brainer. You got to do it. If they're truly going to have this subscription service and do everything that they've been promising us over the past few years, then this game has to be in there. Here's what I will say, and I'm curious what you two think. I do think they're probably going to raise the price of Ultimate. But
where are we at right now as a PlayStation
15.
kid? 50?
No, 15.
Oh, a month. Okay.
$15 a month, about $120 a year is what that's working out.
And so then I'm also blind to what's the difference between Ultimate and regular Game Pass now?
So Ultimate gives you the PC, the cloud, and the console. And then you have just console if you want.
Got it.
And then there's Core, which is what Xbox Live Gold used to be, which is that basic subscription. That actually gives you a small amount of Game Pass titles, we'll call it. It's a smaller curated library.
Okay. Fair enough. And I was 18. Chat's saying 18.
18.
Yeah,
okay,
and I think they're going to disrupt that somewhat. Just theories, but I think
18 is such a weird place. At $18, you say we're bringing over every Call of Duty and we're pushing it to $19.99. Like, who cares?
$20.
Yeah, I mean, 20.
It's probably going to be 20 plus. I think they're going to go 20 plus on Ultimate. But here's what I do think. I think we're going to see a new tier that doesn't have day and date attached to it at a lower price. And I don't know, there's been rumblings about ad support and things like that. We've obviously seen that in other subscription services, but I think they're going to say, hey, if day and date doesn't matter to you, here's a lower tier that doesn't have that. You won't get our first party lineup day and date anymore. But if you care about day and date, here's the new price. It's going to be higher, but you're going to get Call of Duty. You're going to get everything,
You're doing a bunch of faces over here. What are these faces about?
I don't like the taking away day and dates, right? I don't like that idea for charging cheaper for not getting day and date. I think that is the whole draw of Game Pass. I think to me, the next logical step is if we're going to add something, it would be the Game Pass family plan, right? That rumored family plan that worked, and then they saw what the numbers were. I think that is, if you're going to add or subtract anything, you go with a Game Pass family plan, charge more for it, hoping to make more dollars off of some families out there or people that are trying to save some money on
Real
that.
quick, just to interject, because the chat corrected us, but it said with taxes. So if you're listening at home right now on the Game Pass page, Core is $9.99 a month. Ultimate is $16.99 a month. Obviously, up to 18 with taxes and stuff like you're talking about.
And the reason I'm even speculating on this is, again, going by all the rumblings and everything, we know what Call of Duty does from a revenue standpoint. It's huge. So if they're going to put it in Game Pass and risk losing some of that revenue, you got to make it up somehow. And I'll say one other thing too. It will not shock me if they provide more incentives for people to subscribe to Game Pass 3 months, 6 months, a year at a time versus month to month, because you don't want people coming in and out like, okay, I'll subscribe for a month, play all the games I want. Now I walk away for 6 months and then I'll come back again. They're probably going to want to get more commitment into the subscription service as well. So we might see a higher monthly fee, but then you're starting to get discounts the more that you invest, long term over 3, 6, or 12-month period.
Well, what gets interesting is you start talking about the different possibilities. It's this, it's that, it's no day date, it's that. It just gets complicated, which I don't like, and they don't like either. Right now, I'm sure even with Core and Ultimate, they don't like that there's 2 lanes. But if you can figure out between those two how to break this up and make it make sense for a general consumer, right? I think it was an interesting take I saw, and Kevin, I put this link in there at the end of the story. Ethan Gosch from Kotaku tweeted out the information, right, and then followed up with a little bit of thread and goes, I guess the answer is that it works, of course, putting it on Game Pass, because it won't work, i.e. most people still buy the game on PS5 and PC. He then follows up with, this imperfect chart is relevant again. PC is where the biggest question will be. And he's going off of a Derek Strickland tweet that says, and this is from Derek Strickland from Tweaktown's PR/gaming editor, put together some data based on the Activision CEO Bobby Kotick's testimony on Call of Duty's monthly active users and daily active users and platform split. And then he shows this thing, daily active users by platform, right? And if you're watching, you can see mobile taking up the biggest chunk of it right there with 51%. I'm trying to get 51%, PC 25, PlayStation 16, Xbox 8%. And so if you're Xbox, right, and we go back to this argument of, do we put it on Game Pass, right? Or do we keep it away? We're trying to make more money. Well, how do we do this? Blah, 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 blah. I think you look at these numbers and go, yeah, put it on fucking Game Pass. There's only upside to this where, yeah, sure, maybe we lose 8% of Xbox sales, which you won't. A lot of those people are not going to buy this monthly subscription. They only play Call of Duty, so they're only going to buy Call of Duty. They don't even want to be told that's a bad investment when they could be doing Game Pass, right? Or the hundreds of other amazing games they could play. So you're barely chipping away at that. And then, of course, what did Phil talk about on your podcast, right? In the press in general, right? The generation they lost was the worst generation to lose because everybody went and made their ecosystem, right? So the people who are entrenched in PlayStation after PlayStation 4 are PlayStation people. So if you're going to tell me you can come in here and chip away at the 16% PlayStation market share and get them over, small price to pay, I think, to lose that, right? And again, PC players, they could go and get Ultimate and do it that way, but we see the people want to do what they want to do, and they want to do it. You give them more choice to do whatever, but getting these people through the door into an Ultimate subscription, getting them into the Xbox ecosystem, that is what Phil and the team has been talking about for years now of wanting. This is rubber to the road. Is this really the plan or is it not? And that was my concern last week, right, when we saw Tango and all the other 3 shut down, the other one get absorbed. The idea of, is this Microsoft pressure changing the vision of Xbox? This, putting Call of Duty onto Game Pass, is still the vision they've been pitching forever and makes me think, okay, maybe, it's not as bad as it might have seemed or could be.
this will be one of Xbox's and Game Pass's biggest moments for Game Pass on pushing it to the next level. This is going to be one of the top 3 selling pieces for Game Pass. We've been talking about this for years, waiting on this deal to go through. And before, when they said, well, we're not going to make it exclusive, that was the whole big part about this with that ABK acquisition was if you made it exclusive, then you might start bringing people away from those other ecosystems and bring them into your own. Now that we know they're not doing that, the play is, hey, it's out there everywhere. We're going to still sell it for $70. People are going to buy it on PlayStation. We're going to make that money, but Xbox gamers will get the opportunity to buy it for the subscriptions.
I like this super chat from Evan, right? It says, if this COD only comes to current gen, all those users on the old gen might think twice on the console choice if they still can access COD for less. Which is another great wrinkle this week, right? We had all the PlayStation statistics, and it was a staggering amount of people still using their PlayStation 4. And so those are people that have not converted to PlayStation 5. And so if it's going to be that Xbox was to pull the trigger and make this only or whatever, this is the one you should jump for some reason. What, are you shaking your head?
Well, I mean, it's not exclusive, right? And so the issue is, like you just brought up with Phil saying, that PS4 user already has that digital library tied to them on PlayStation. They're going to stay PlayStation.
But what
It's
if that
not
digital
enough
library
to
is
draw
only
them.
Call of Duty and Madden? And I'm not, and that's not me talking shit about those gamers, but they
there's a
do
lot of
exist.
people that are that way.
Yeah.
I think you're spot on with that, Greg. Like my neighbor who games, guess what he games? He plays NBA, he plays Madden, he plays Call of Duty. He plays nothing else.
Yeah.
So that's a fair point.
Yeah, but it won't be enough to draw them. That's not a big enough draw. As much as we make it sound like that, their friend base, the user install base, everything they've had and known, the controllers, all of that, like their life is in that now. They're not coming away from that just because Call of Duty is available for $15 to $20 a month, whatever the price is, every single month. You could buy that for $60. You get the whole yearly title. If I wait every single month, eventually I'm going to surpass that $60 title after, 4 months, 3 months now with that $20 price tag. So
all
I
it
don't think
takes
so.
is one of us or one of us like us to be in there and embedded and try to sell the group.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, the next Call of Duty is only on the next gen platforms. We have to make a jump. Or there's bells and whistles that are only next gen and yada, yada, yada. I want to propose we all get Xboxes because you could get an S and you could do this and that and the other and that. And then it would be the idea of like, we could get it for $15 a month, but it wouldn't just be that. It would be hundreds of other things. And Barry, you like Indiana Jones, right? You got Indiana Jones and the Fantastical Circle coming up, you know?
That's what I think Xbox hopes you do is right.
What do you got for me, Paris?
But see, this is why I was bringing up the point about I do think there's going to be some other tier that comes out of this because I think we're all in agreement they're probably going to raise the price of Ultimate. That just seems inevitable. Now, if we're going $20+ a month on Ultimate, now that person that you're talking about right now, is it really worth them spending $22 a month to play Call of Duty and Madden and NBA on Xbox? Or do they just continue to spend the $70 a pop on the games that they want to play and stay on PlayStation and not go buy an Xbox?
And have their ecosystem and have anything else they bought and yada, yada, yada.
It's a tough one. I don't think this isn't the move the needle, change the tides as when the first ABK deal was pushed of like, this could go exclusive. That was the only thing in my mind to go, this is the tide shifter. This is the moment. But now that it's going to be everywhere and you still have the option to buy it, I do think that it doesn't take a huge chunk off of your competition. You might see, I'm very excited to see a year from now, 5 years from now, what is that number? Does that 8 go from 10 to 12%? Does that 16 become 14? I don't think it's a drastic number that we all think it will be.
But you know how it changes, Mike? And we've obviously talked about this a million times on XCast. Games. Good quality games consistently. Yep. If they do that, that number will grow because you're going to have things that people are going to want to play. And then if they're a part of Game Pass, which again, I think this is the more important thing about Call of Duty being a part of Game Pass is you remove the doubt of if that one isn't in there, well, what about Elder Scrolls? What about this? What about that? Are those games going to be a part of Game Pass day one as well? So you remove that doubt that customers know, hey, if I subscribe to this thing, all of their big games from Microsoft, from Activision, from Bethesda are going to be there day one.
Yeah. Paris, I want to toss this one. Anakin JMT in the super chat, just like you can, says, since the PS5 has far outsold Series X, do you expect Call of Duty sales to drop a little, a decent amount, or a lot? And will this help push Xbox's console sales?
I think a little.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a little for everything that we're talking statistically. Most people aren't playing it on an Xbox console right now anyway. So they're still going to sell a ton on PlayStation, and it'll be interesting to see how many people just buy it outright on PC and how many people might say, well, hey, I'll subscribe to PC Game Pass, which we know they still have a lot of work to do on their Xbox app. So people are probably going to not want to do that anyways, and they'll just go buy it on PC.
Do you think a bundle helps at all? If you were to say it's the Call of Duty Gulf War and it comes with the special Xbox Series X or whatever, and you're getting it for just the price of the Xbox Series X with a month of Game Pass?
I'd bet money that we have a Call of Duty bundle with whatever that rumored
for $69 billion. You better be thinking like
You'll
that.
get a Call of Duty bundle. How exciting and enticing will that be? I don't know on that. That's right. It's going to be tough. Like people said, people are already so into the annualization of this of $60 every year. I'm in this right now. You have to break that habit and encourage them to jump on a subscription service they may already have, they might not have, and try to sell them on that. People are going to buy it on Steam, like you said. They're just already doing that. And I think it's so much easier to turn your mind off and go, here's 60. I have it for 12 months. I never think twice. Instead of, oh, man, we just signed up for this. Now it's 6 months down the road. And I'm like, why am I still signed up for this? Because we know Warzone, which is a big driving factor, is free to play, right? Yeah. We know that Call of Duty Mobile is not tied to any of this, right? And then at the same time, multiplayer, the best part about multiplayer and zombies, that is the selling point, is all of these guns, they've done such a great job at connecting Warzone and Call of Duty zombies and multiplayer, where you have to kind of have it all to level up these guns in a quicker way. So that's your biggest selling point, is you can keep that. But I don't see people wanting to keep a subscription for 6 months for just Call of Duty. Like Paris said, you got to have more games on this.
Now, sorry, go ahead.
No, well, I was just going to add on to the Battle Pass stuff because I was thinking about that. Is there an incentive tied to being subscribed to Game Pass to give you a discount?
Stop, because that's where I want to go with this conversation that I really like, right? Foxy Steve and then Dante the Clerk, great name, Dante the Clerk. We're going to pull both of these in, right? Foxy says, if any game could work better on Game Pass, it's Call of Duty. I feel like a lot of Call of Duty's revenue comes from microtransactions versus the initial purchase, which, of course, people are spending money inside of it, but every time a Call of Duty drops, it's the biggest thing. It's $1 billion. It's they love that stat of, and this is old Activision, of how much it's sold. And people will want that from Xbox, and it will be fascinating to see how Xbox spins that this time around of monthly active or daily users. This is how many unique users have come in and yada, yada, yada. I doubt you get a price to it. But then Dante the Clerk comes in and says this. Do you think that they get more folks over to Game Pass if they also get $5 of microtransaction currency in Call of Duty every month? Might make it worth it. That's a brilliant idea, right? If it was, we're kind of turning this into Twitch gaming, where it's like if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, and you could give away a free sub to us, like you should. It doesn't resubscribe every month, but on top of that, you get game goods, you get free games, you get the amount of times I've logged in to get a Diablo skin or something in Fortnite or yada yada yada. Like, that could be a brilliant move, Mike.
Fallout 76 had that, right? I believe Fallout 76 had a pass. You could pay in, and they were giving you bucks back, the Atomic Shop bucks. Yeah. I don't know on that one, Greg. I don't think that, we'd have to look at the Fortnite numbers of the Fortnite Club, right? Kevin is a perfect example of that, of paying an extra
Kev, are you
X
still
amount
in Fortnite
of dollars.
Club?
I am no longer part
of it.
Okay. My worry is like the battle passes that we've seen, right? When you look at a battle pass as an average consumer, they're never enticing enough. I think they get the sometimes people, but you look at those and it's always like, I don't need this for $15, right? And then on top of that, the microtransactions are you throw them 15 to 20 when you see the Cheech and Chong bundle that you like or something dumb, right? But I don't know if just $5 worth of microtransaction is enough, right? You would have to give me $20. You'd have to be a full-on bundle for $20 every single month to make me really encouraged by that.
Really?
That's how much it costs. They're about $15 to $20 for the big bundles that are significant.
See, for me, it would be, and I'm not a Call of Duty person, so put any game that I do love and I buy shit in, right? It would be the idea of not that I'm going to use that $5 right away. Oh, that's great. I'm already giving you this money and I'm getting my games and I'm getting all these benefits, and now that $5 is just accruing. So when I do want to bundle in 6 months, I'll have it ready to be paid for.
No, when you're logging in every single day like that, that $5 a month is going to take too long to get the thing you wanted. You're not going to wait 3 months to finally get the $15 bundle. It's just, that's too long to wait.
Okay.
So question, as you're talking about this, it's just making me think June, the showcase that's coming up. Everybody and their mom already knows that direct or whatever they're calling it after is most likely Call of Duty. Do they use that as an opportunity to kind of show how Game Pass can integrate into Call of Duty moving forward?
I think that's a brilliant move. If they have stuff like this that makes sense to talk about that and make the case for why this is great and like why this is a great addition and why is here's the biggest question. Why is Xbox the best place to play Call of Duty?
Exactly,
you need to answer that. And it can be that you're getting it on the cheap through this, but giving you benefits there, giving some kind of reason of why this is the definitive place to play is very important.
Well, they're going to keep it parity. We won't see what we saw before with PlayStation of, hey, you get the whole Spec Ops game mode for 12 months before Xbox can have it, and that's the whole life cycle, right? What we talked about with Gary before. You won't see that moving forward anymore. They will keep this parity amongst all of it. It has to be something else. Like you said, is it store bundles? Is it a free battle pass every month? There has to be something in that line. I don't 100%. See them going, oh, the campaign is over here, and you don't get that if you pay $70 on PlayStation, right? Like, there's got to be something else that we're not seeing here.
I think that's a brilliant move.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that, we've seen with Fortnite, PlayStation Plus things you can only get there, Xbox things you can only get there. For me being a Helldivers fan, it still drives me crazy that the PC version that I play on, when you force me to, has that cool blue and white armor. But I don't have that on PlayStation. It's like, fuck, tell me how to get it. What do I sync? What do I need to do? What information do I need to give you to get that? Like, that's the way you get people. And like, again, to get the hardcore Call of Duty people, I think that's the way to do it. Dangle that carrot, Paris.
But if it goes up to $25 a month, then we have a problem. You're not getting me then. Yeah. It's $25 a month. That's 2 months. It's the same price of essentially what I would be buying. Sure, it's 3 months, but like, Mike, you would buy that so much faster.
Mike, this is again why I think there's another tier coming. I truly believe that. I do think they're going to have something that is lower cost, and maybe you are limited to only playing on console or only playing on PC. And like I said, maybe not every game is available day and date. There's going to be something about it that for people that don't want to spend let's just say it's $25 a month for Ultimate. All right, we'll give you this for $15, and here's the great value you'll get out of that. Maybe you got to watch an ad ahead of time or whatever it's going to be. But I do think they're going to do something.
Then that means you have to leverage core in my mind. I don't know if you can add another tier. I think you just say core is the best place to play Call of Duty at $10 a month. Core will guarantee you Call of Duty with a number of select smaller titles. Like they said, it's like 100 instead of 200 plus like Ultimate is. But maybe core is that, Paris, because I don't see you putting one in for 12 to 15 window if the price goes up and making the third tier here on all of this.
Yeah, it's again. Here's what I will say as you guys wrap this up. They have to answer all these questions in June.
They can't
let it go beyond that. So they need to be crystal clear about how is Game Pass going to work moving forward. How does Call of Duty integrate into it? If there's additional tiers, the cost structure, all of that. I think they really need to answer that. So Ryan McCaffrey, if they don't say it in the showcase, it's on you to ask Phil. I'm just putting that out there now.
Yeah, Ryan, you know he will. One question and then the answer. CJ gave a super chat and said, what if this doesn't work? And then Link Legends answers it, not actually answering, just super chatting on his own with his comment, which I think nails it. If they can't figure out a way to make Game Pass / Xbox quote unquote successful or quote unquote profitable with Call of Duty, however Microsoft defines that, I think it's the end for Xbox.
Yeah, you get rid of it. If this doesn't work, then you need to pivot. You need to say, hey, we tried, we're offering all this. We still aren't seeing the numbers we need to see, and you move away. You pivot.
This goes back to all the conversation from last week and what about this? Like, I do think that Microsoft's paying very close attention. And I think if this is the big move and this is the biggest swing they've taken, like, right, they've talked about this plan and they've been quietly building this plan and they've been executing this plan with Game Pass, the best value in gaming and doing all this stuff. Now you're here. And if you can't make it a slam dunk, yeah, everybody should be on this, and why are we not, and blah, blah, then yeah, I think then that is the end of what the Xbox team has been pitching to this day.
Okay, I'm not as far onto it's over like that, but this is.
And I don't mean it's over in July.
I get it, but like I mean, like this is the big moment. This is what we've been working for. This will be one of the big history moments for Game Pass. Of this was proven that it worked or did not work. This is the big three of selling points here. But I don't think we look at it in a year to 5 years and go, because Call of Duty didn't make a gigantic impact on Game Pass, it is now gone. I think Game Pass has proven that it will stick around in some sort of manner for Xbox in this ecosystem. It's the right thing to do. It attracts gamers everywhere. When maybe one day we sunset the box and it's just onto your TV, Game Pass is going to be there. I don't see it. I don't think it's time yet.
I think it's the day and date part of it. I think you scale it back and you essentially just make it PlayStation Plus. It sticks around, but you no longer get day and date. Because that's the selling point right now. That's the reason why people would subscribe to Game Pass, is because, hey, you're telling me I'm getting all your big games plus some great indie titles and third-party titles day and date as a part of this service. And if that's not enough, and you've acquired Activision, Bethesda, all this, and that's not enough, then yeah, you just scale it back and you just make it PlayStation Plus.
We will wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the June showcase for Xbox is coming up incredibly quickly, just like all of SGF. And hey, a programming note for you that I'm not sure if we talked about it. I think I told Tim, like, he was going on live with Blessing when they announced the date for it, and I kind of went like, no, and I'm not sure if it ever made it. So maybe news, maybe not. We of course, will be reacting to all the conferences, all the SGF showcases that matter and do all these different things. Xbox is an interesting one for us, right? We will be we're going to react to SGF proper on Friday, right? When it does the whole, like, hey, it's me, it's Jeff Keighley, here it is. We're reacting to it from here in SF in the studio, then immediately going to the airport. We fly down to LA. We do SGF all Saturday, right? And then we're going to Giant Bomb at night. Then Sunday, we're waking up like last year, flying back here to react to Xbox from the studio. However, we learned our lesson from last year where we woke up at 4 a.m. and got stuck on a plane for like 8 hours. And you guys came out to watch Xbox with us and hang out with us. And you didn't care that you had already seen it and we hadn't. We're planning on that this year. So what we're doing is, like I said, live reacts Friday for SGF, then go to LA, do SGF play days, then come back on Sunday. But we're going to come back at a normal hour. I think we're actually in the air when the Xbox conference happens. So we're going to land, media blackout, come in here and do the same thing as last year where we react, have the chat off, and you get to watch us see your favorite things happen again. So heads up on that. And then, of course, Ubisoft on Monday. And then, of course, everything else out there.
Exciting.
Very exciting.
And I will be the man on the ground.
I'll be on the ground.
At the showcase, at FanFest, Mike.
Phil, it's not too late.
Yeah.
Call Greg. Tell him that you offer me a hosting job. Me and Paris will host summer game days, whatever. Just get us down there.
I need your expert analysis.
I need you right now, Phil.
I need your expert analysis in the studio, Mike, all right? Let a chucklehead like Paris go down there. You know what I mean? Paris, thank you for calling in today.
No, of course. One last thing. I'm just going to say this live on the air because I know he'll see it. So you said you're doing Giant Bomb at night. What night are you doing it?
Saturday night.
See, he has me Friday. Why am I not doing it with you guys?
Because we got to spread out the Kind of Funny kids, right? We got to take over. You know what I mean? They know that Kind of Funny puts asses in the seats. All right. Think anybody showing up to see Lucy James? Oi, Governor, Vegemite, get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm doing it with Danny.
Well, probably don't go into this. They probably don't want you giving away the whole.
Oh, they don't want to know. Okay,
I don't give a shit. I just said it because it's nice for them. I mean, I'm sure they don't want you giving away the whole thing. You know what I mean?
I was trying to sell it.
I know you are, but I don't know. I can call
fine.
Jeff if you want.
No, that's okay.
Okay, don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for hanging out, of course. Paris, you're always welcome here. Thanks for your Hellblade interview this week. We'll see you for the Hellblade review next week, of course, Tuesday, everybody.
Looking forward to that next week. That should be a lot of fun.
Anyways, though, I'm going to go to the ads, so stay here, Paris. Don't leave yet. And instead, I'll tell everybody, of course, if you like Paris hanging out, if you like Mike having a job, and if you like me being able to feed my son, hey, why not support us with a Kind of Funny membership for just $10, the best value on YouTube and Patreon. You can support us and, of course, get all of our shows ad-free. You can get the ability to watch our afternoon podcast live as we record them. And, of course, you would get the daily video/podcast series, Gregway, for your listening and viewing pleasure. We couldn't do this without you. We hope you have appreciated the changes you've seen here. The daily Gamescast have been killing it. You have been showing up in droves. You've been watching more games daily. You guys are an amazing audience. Thank you for consuming it. If you've enjoyed what we've been doing, please, I beg of you, kick us a 10 spot, either on Patreon or YouTube. In fact, let's talk about it right now with our ad break. What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller with a Kind of Funny programming update for you. From now on, the Gamescast is going to be on Friday, and Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday. What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller with a Kind of Funny programming update for you.
From now on, the GAMESCAST is going to be on Friday, and Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday. That's right. We're making the Kinda Funny GAMESCAST live and daily. Why? Well, as you already know, 2024 is about doubling down on what we do best, our core content. So we've discovered that there are more than enough previews, reviews, and big topics that we're leaving on the table. And that means making the GAMESCAST daily makes a better product for you and us. So from now on, Monday through Friday, you're getting Kinda Funny Games Daily at 10 a.m., the Kinda Funny Gamescast at 11 a.m., and the Kinda Funny Games stream live at noon on Twitch and YouTube. That's 10 hours of game talk shows coming straight to you every single week, and that's not including Game Showdown every Friday. What does that mean for PSI Love You, XOXO, and XCast? It means we're going to be sunsetting them, but know that those conversations are carrying over to GAMESCAST. Bless and I are still going to talk about PlayStation. Mike and Paris are still going to talk about Xbox. The casts of these daily shows are dictated by who's the best fit for the topic at hand. But we've known it, and we've seen you saying it. PSI Love You, XOXO, and the XCast have kind of felt like GAMESCAST, just in a different podcast feed. So we're focusing on the conversations that are relevant and interesting and ditching being tied to a specific ecosystem so we can make a consistently better podcast that serves you. And in the spirit of doubling down on what works, we'll be streamlining our YouTube channels. Kinda Funny is moving all of its future shows to Kinda Funny Games. No more jumping between both channels for screencasts, Kinda Funny podcasts, or in review. It all lives on Kinda Funny Games. What happens to the Kinda Funny YouTube channel? We're making it Kinda Funny Highlights. Daily breakouts from our many talk shows to help you share and watch shorter segments. Because you know more than anyone how many great discussions we have in an episode that become buried in an hour-long podcast. So this allows us to give those discussions a way to shine. So to reiterate, you're getting more Kinda Funny Games content than ever with more varied discussions, a streamlined YouTube channel, and a highlight channel to help you watch the moments you're most interested in. That's a lot for an independent 11-person operation, but your support and feedback mean everything to us and help us set Kinda Funny up to have an incredible 10-year anniversary next year. And a special thank you for supporting us with the Kinda Funny membership. Members get ad-free recording and audio of our content, the ability to watch us record the afternoon podcast live as we record them, and the exclusive multimedia experience Gregway, my daily vlog series. Hey! What on the drive, you piece of... Thank you, and as always, it's been my pleasure to serve you.
Number 2 on the Roper Report. Grand Theft Auto 6 sets a fall 2025 release date as Take-Two posts a $2.9 billion quarterly loss.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. This is Jennifer Maas over at Variety. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been slated for a release in the autumn of 2025 by Rockstar Games. The news was announced Thursday when Rockstar parent company Take-Two Interactive reported its fourth quarter and full fiscal year 2024 earnings, revealing the company posted a $2.9 billion loss for January 1 through March 31 period. Take-Two's most recent guidance for the quarter had been a loss between $170 million to $153 million. The company says the fiscal Q4 loss of $2.9 billion included $2.18 billion goodwill charge, a $304.3 million hit for acquisition-related expenses, and restructuring costs of $93.3 million. Take-Two is not prepared to get more specific than fall 2025 for the Grand Theft Auto 6 release date, with Strauss Zelnick, the CEO, saying, quote, "I think we're going to leave it there for now," in an interview with Variety ahead of the company's quarterly earnings call on Thursday. Quote, "That announcement will come from Rockstar and will be consistent with the way they are marketing the title," end quote.
When do you want to start?
I mean, I think $2.9 billion.
Okay.
And then even the way they break it down
Yeah.
is so above our pay grade in terms of us being video game commentators. Where it's like, yeah, that's an obscene amount of money.
Insane money.
I know that. Kevin, if you could throw up the Take-Two stock price over the past 5 years. I went to look at this yesterday.
Okay.
And it's just fucking bonkers to look at that. So there's that. Like, clearly this company was already making too much money for way too long. And so I think, you know, this is a very... Again, I am an idiot. It seems to be a very clear example of what everybody's been so worried about. So there's 1 month. That's fine. Whoop, there it goes. Can you click on 5 years? Like you can see it when it exploded back in 2020, right?
Okay.
When it was right around like a normal thing. Yeah, right there, like a 100, 100, 111, right? And then just in 2021, Juggernaut's up over $200. Like,
wow.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on here that I'm terrible at. And this isn't even Here Comes the Money segment because we're not specifically talking about Ubisoft stock, which also shit the bed immediately after I talked about it again yesterday. But it's that idea of like, all we ever hear is Take-Two and GTA and printing money and this and blah, blah, blah. And go to max, Kevin. What does the max look like on this, too, when you jump beyond 5 years there? See what I mean? Of just like this explosion of like, is any of this sustainable? Is this able to keep going? I don't know. So it's like, you got a $2.9 billion quarterly loss. Okay. You know what I mean? And like a $2.18 billion goodwill charge. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's the question I was going to ask you. What is that? I know people in the chat have put up Zynga, or what was it? Someone they purchased.
Goodwill impairment is an earnings charge that companies record on their income statements after they identify that there is a pervasive evidence that the asset associated with the goodwill can no longer demonstrate financial results that they were expect. So it's whatever. That is the one that fucked it up. Mm-hmm. Whatever the fuck that is, that's the one that got him. Goodwill charge, Take-Two. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know. Again, we're way out of it. And I think none of it matters because what's going to happen is, again, Kevin, do you know how to play my music?
Yeah, give him the music. You know exactly what's going to happen.
That's the logo.
Yeah, I thought that button would do everything.
No. Just sing the song for me, Mike.
Ready? Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Money, money, money.
What's up, everybody?
Money.
Welcome to your favorite kind of funny segment, Greg's Sound Financial Advice. I don't know what any of this shit means, but I can tell you right now, you should probably buy this stock because when GTA 6 comes in autumn 2025, when it comes, they're gonna the price is gonna shoot back up.
Fly up.
Now, the big thing, and this is always the hard thing with Greg's Financial Sound Advice, right? Is when do you buy? Because we've gone down now, but can it go lower? Because this is I don't know.
Can it go lower?
This is a trademark term for Greg's Sound Financial Advice. Your favorite segment on Kind of Funny Games Daily is trademark. Don't try to take it. Buy low, sell high. So if you can wait for this to keep going lower, buy it and then sell it when it gets higher.
Love that.
This is Greg's advice.
That's great advice. Yeah.
But of course, it could get lower. It could start getting higher again. This is the gamble of the stock market. This is the gamble of the stock market. I know it well from my hot dog investments that didn't go well. You know what I mean?
Well, you'd think it's going to go a little bit lower, right? Because we're still waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, you got a long time.
You know what I mean?
You got a long time.
Now we know it's not coming out till fall 2025, so you would think maybe it dips a little bit lower into the summer months, into the next fall and winter.
It seems like, again, as somebody who doesn't know what's happening, the prices really flip the fuck out at the quarterly earnings / yearly earnings.
Yeah.
So you figure right now we're at 146.96, right? You go back to April 22nd, it was 139. So we're not dealing with like crazy fluctuations. Like you could have got it for 133 in October of 2023. Could have gotten in for 125 in May 2023.
Could have got in there.
So could it go lower? Of course it could go lower. But will it go much higher?
Yeah.
No one knows for sure. But it's possible, right? Like, I mean, GTA 6 going to sell really well.
Got to spend money to make money.
When the trailer drops, they'll probably spike a little bit too.
Oh, man, it's going to go crazy. It's going to go crazy.
So everybody just be aware. It might be time to buy. It might not be. This is the kind of award-winning advice you can only get from me, Greg Miller, trending financial of the year. Anyways,
Great job.
GTA 2025, that's cool.
Yeah, fall 2025.
Yeah.
I think we all were hoping for, as soon as possible.
Of course.
I don't think we all just wanted it now. But, yeah, fall seems about right. Give them a bunch of time to make sure that this is ready to rock and roll and be the very best. So, yeah, I'm jazzed up about this.
Yeah, can't wait.
Great.
Hey, what else can you say? We can't wait for GTA 6 around here.
All you can do.
Number 3, 2K will reveal a sequel to one of its biggest and most beloved franchises next month. This is Andy Robinson at VGC. There's a tweet from SGF, and then the write-up from Andy says, publisher 2K will reveal the next iteration in one of its biggest and most beloved franchises at Summer Game Fest on Friday, June 7th. It's been revealed. While no hint was offered as to which franchise the announcement could be related to, 2K has previously confirmed it's working on new entries in its BioShock and Mafia series.
Oh, wow.
It's got to be BioShock, yeah?
Yeah.
BioShock's been in gestation forever.
Who's making Mafia? Because Hangar 13 just made Topspin.
Yeah.
They got a new team on that. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I forget
so I'm
the
sure
Mafia
they probably
rumor.
do, right?
Yeah.
What about Civilization?
Please don't.
No? Well, I mean,
please don't.
is that beloved enough? Yeah,
it's very beloved. I just don't care.
My mind goes to, of course, I want BioShock. I want Mafia. What was the other one? Is Borderlands, right? Is now underneath that umbrella?
Oh, yes. Is that correct, right? Remember, it got so confusing with Embracer.
Well, Gearbox, and then I think they just talked about the acquisition.
But I think it's 2K still has it, right? Yes. That could be it. I would doubt that would be it, personally. It's got to be BioShock. That game I've heard about that game forever.
But the guy, Ken Levine, is making his own game.
But I mean, after that. Remember, it was after that. But he had left, and they're like, we're giving it to Cloud Chamber? Chat? Cloud Chamber was the one who was then going to go work on it?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's like, come on. But again, there's always rumors of stuff going on over there. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on over there.
It'll be Civilization. We'll all be disappointed.
We'll all be disappointed. Yeah. Game sells cajillions of copies. Very nice people at For Access. We'll all be disappointed.
We'll all be disappointed in the announcement.
Everybody look forward to that. We'll be reacting, like I said, live for it. But enough of this bullshit nerd dweeb protractor
give me
shit.
to the good stuff.
Number 4.
Give me to the good stuff.
It's time to live react to College Football 25's trailer. We have not seen it. Me and Mike are the biggest fans of college football in the office. We have been waiting for this game for more than a decade. Okay? So I want all you little fucking dweebs over there to stop painting your little miniatures, put them to the side, all right? Turn off your weird little JRPG and watch what a real fucking video game looks like.
We're going to talk about real football, real video games now. Let's go.
Let's go. The pageantry, the tradition. The tradition.
Come on. It's about community. College students come together.
Guns N' Roses. I didn't see this coming. Oh, we're getting claimed so hard on this.
Oh, man.
Having a muted or something?
Down Cheyenne.
I don't know how any of it works, Kevin. I'd say no, but I don't care. It's too late now, right?
Riding the lightning,
Let's fucking
baby.
go!
Come on. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
Let's fucking go. We're back. We're so back.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. How do we know the names? We are the people that can find whatever you may need. If you got the money, honey, we got your disease.
With the title belt
How
for
could
Alabama.
you not be smiling?
There you go. There you go, Mikey.
I was waiting. Come on.
Come on, Mike.
You could show absolutely nothing but college football entrances and gets us jazzed up. That's all that
I
matters.
need. We got to
there.
get back to it, all right? Now I will read from the press release I have here that I have not read already, all right? Kevin, you're welcome to let it keep running. That's just fucking glorious right there, all right? College Football 25 introduces Campus IQ, a suite of features that brings to life the true depth of college football through wide-open, fast-paced gameplay across all 130 FBS schools in all areas of the game. Fan-favorite modes Dynasty and Road to Glory set a new standard for college football greatness for fans ready to construct their own powerhouse programs as they create the coach or vie for the Heisman as a player, while all new Road to the College Football Playoff and College Football Ultimate Team bring fresh online experiences and ways to play. Explosive gameplay. I already talked about that. Team A range of player ratings that fluctuates with each game, team tiers, and in-game passing mechanics custom to college play bring college football the unique feel. The wear and tear system. As the hits add up, players wear down in the wear and tear system. Manage your players' health, limit fatigue, assess risk of injury, and avoid on-field mistakes by using strategic substitutions to ensure your players are their best when it counts the most. Pre-snap recognition. It makes it so the decision behind every snap matters more. Home field advantage, game-altering home field advantage. Fuck yeah. Iconic atmospheres. Pageantry and traditions. Revel in the storied traditions and electrify college football stadiums every Saturday with unique team runouts, rivalry rituals, synchronized crowd chants, loudness meters. Fuck yeah. As well as real-time game day audio, fight songs, and, of course, mascots. It'll feel like home every week. Yes.
Yes. Absolutely, yes.
Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, of course. Okay.
Goats.
Oh, while Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollock will take the mic for other games.
Get 5 commentators. That's great. A lot of voices on
That's
this.
awesome. Chris
Everybody's
Fowler.
there.
So Kirk and Chris are on the marquee matchups,
Yep.
and they got the rest of that. I love that. I love having a B team.
You got to.
It's real college
I love
football,
it.
right?
I
You got the
love
B team over here, and you get to go for it. All right, we won't bore you anymore, but that sounds fucking awesome. Mike, I can't wait.
Yeah, Greg, this is a long time coming. It's very exciting. You know, college football is special. College football is about communities. It's about the towns, the cities all around the nation. And I think a lot of people looking outside of the United States always ask us, why is college football so exciting and important? It's because of that, right? That's the grassroots level of football. Yeah. That is where kids are going to college, an important time in their lives. And that's where you have that kind of brand recognition, that loyalty, that love for your city and state. And it's a big deal. It's a very important one. And when you have 132 FPS football teams, right? Like, that's a big deal right there. You can attach yourself to so many different teams and have that as your school. And, of course, as we know, the chase for the Heisman is awesome, right? Having that
dynasty.
Come on, 18-year-old going from there, and then the dynasty of becoming a coach and recruiting blue chip players, seeing now the transfer portal and how that will play out. It's going to be really cool.
We got to really nuke our numbers on live streams. Just kill them. And you and I do a week of dynasty where we just, while we don't play the games, we just do the thing where we recruit and we argue and we do the thing.
We'll get headsets, we'll get the full college outfits, and we'll be on the sideline yelling. It's very exciting. It's going to be interesting because if you really dive deep into this, right?
Yeah.
You now look at no PC release, which is very interesting and odd to me. I did not know. I'm surprised that we are.
You're right. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X.
That is very weird to me. Again, they also are adding an Ultimate Team into this.
Yeah.
I know people have mixed feelings about Ultimate Team in FIFA and in Madden and in all these sports games, right, with the cards and the microtransactions, but that is the big draw for a lot of these games. People love Ultimate Team. And I think the idea of a college football Ultimate Team can be wacky and fun, right? Think of some of the greats at your school can now be cards and be playable characters. I would love to see them get really weird and have like Bobby Boucher from The Waterboy in these games. Like, let's get weird with these cards, but that is clearly the driving factor of monetization and making sure this game is making money in the long term. And so, if you don't like it, don't play that mode. But yeah, that's the move they're going to make right here.
Can't wait, ladies and gentlemen. July's right around the corner, and we will talk your ear off about it, I'm sure. For now, some sad news. Number 5, Dauntless and Fae Farm studio Phoenix Labs confirms layoffs and game cancellations. This is Tom Ivan at VGC. While the number of layoffs being made by the company hasn't been confirmed, former Phoenix Lab principal engineer Chris Mornes claimed about 140 employees have been impacted. Canada-based Phoenix Labs, which has offices in Vancouver and Montreal, said the decision to restructure was a last resort to ensure the studio's survival. Quote, "We are reorganizing Phoenix Labs to focus on our best-in-class live service titles, Dauntless and Fae Farm, while serving their communities," it said in a statement published on its LinkedIn. This unfortunately means canceling work on all other projects at the studio, which will impact many of our colleagues immediately. We are giving notices to everyone whose roles have been affected. This restructure has not come easily and truly has been the last resort to ensure Phoenix Labs can survive and thrive in the long term. It's impossible to put into words how deeply we value every talented member of the team who contributed their hard work and passion to every project at our studio. We are doing all we can to help our departing team members in the interim period and encourage any studios looking for incredible talent to speak with the one-of-a-kind people that have been part of Phoenix Labs' journey. Boo.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, we've said it too many times now.
How many times can we say it?
Really, really sucks.
Yeah.
Heart goes out to everybody out there. The focus on, live service games, once again, seems to be where everybody has their attention on. And if you're not doing that, it seems like you're not on the bus with everybody else, which is odd.
Crazy, how fast it all moves too. I remember Fae Farm being at SGF last year, and all of us sitting there and doing that. Yeah,
we played Dauntless, the Monster Hunter type game,
yeah.
which was good, right? It was a good game.
These games aren't bad. Yeah,
had a Fortnite look and aesthetic to it. It had Monster Hunter gameplay vibes. It was fun. I don't know how big that audience ever got, but if they're still trying to keep focus on that, looks like that's their move here.
Well, obviously, our thoughts are with everybody who lost their jobs over there. Number 6, Valve's next game, a hero shooter called Deadlock, has seemingly leaked. This is Jordan Middler VGC. Images showing what is reportedly Valve's next game are circulating on social media. According to Tyler McVicker, who has a good track record of reporting details of Valve's projects ahead of their announcement, the game is called Deadlock, and hundreds of people are currently playtesting it. Images, allegedly from a private playtest of the game, appear to show 6v6 gameplay with abilities not unlike those in Overwatch or similar competitive shooters. According to McVicker, the game has been in development since 2018, features tower defense mechanics, and has a fantasy setting mixed with steampunk. Quote, punky. Quote, magicians, weird creatures, and robots, he wrote. Fast travel using floating rails, similar to Bioshock Infinite. Basically, fast-paced, interesting, ADHD gameplay. Combination of Dota 2, Team Fortress 2, Overwatch, Valorant, Smite, Orcs Must Die. Hero design is just everything. It's every game.
Yeah, that's every game ever made. Yeah, okay, great.
Hero design pretty much inspired by Dota universe. Main map references modern steampunk European city. A little bit like Half-Life. Initially, the game had sci-fi elements inspired by Half-Life and Portal, but after bad feedback, dev team decided to focus on fantasy.
Okay.
Does it do anything for you, Mr. Playing everything with the stream?
Yeah, of course, right? Anything that's making a splash in that first-person shooter genre, I'm interested in. I, just played, 3 hours all night of Marvel Rivals.
Nice.
So, I am looking for that next arena hero shooter. It is Overwatch, just Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Which is good and bad, right? If you're into Overwatch, this is going to be a fun time. If you're not really a big Overwatch fan, this isn't for you. But they've done some really cool things with team-up abilities. Spider-Man actually web swings, surprisingly way better than Marvel Avengers Spider-Man, the video game.
There was no reason to swing on it.
I had to say that.
Swing on that.
And Iron Man flies like Iron Man would. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
But the game is just Overwatch, just skinned as Marvel, which is fun. This, when you think of Dota, you think of Team Fortress. Those are iconic Steam games that Valve franchises to me that, if you can replicate that in the shooter, I think you might have the audience here. That ADHD gameplay, right, makes me think of Ubisoft when they did the Battle Royale that hooked everybody for about 3 months, and then nobody played it ever again after that. I'm looking for that kind of hype. So, yeah, I'm interested in this.
Okay. Well, we'll stay tuned to see what happens with that. But, Mike, frankly, college football, GTA, Call of Duty, I'm sick of all this big news. If I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I needed to know about, where would I go?
Greg, you'd go to our last story, the We News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
There's usually a song here. There it is. Wii News, number 7. Fortnite is teasing a Fallout Brotherhood of Steel collaboration. Of course, you go to Fortnite on Twitter. We have the link there. You can see, there it is. Little Brotherhood of Steel thing there.
Yeah, that's cool.
The power armor. That's going on.
Yeah, it would be cool if they add power armor in the game as gameplay, right? When
Yeah.
you think about the Star Wars stuff, maybe there's power armor suits all around. You jump in, you get a giant mech suit running
Yeah.
around. That would be cool.
Could be
for
real cool.
sure. I mean, the Vault Dweller outfit with that suit, that iconic blue and yellow, is going to be lit.
Yeah.
I think we even saw maybe Call of Duty was teasing something with Fallout as well. I think I saw
yeah.
that. So you'll get a lot of Fallout in your life, I think, with these tie-ins.
Redfall will be getting a final update. They tweeted, "Thank you for your supportive messages. We are working on releasing our final update, Game Update 4, that brings revamped neighborhood and nest systems, single-player pausing, offline mode, and more. We'll provide additional details soon. Thank you all." So go get them, Redfall. I'm happy to get something out of that.
Yep.
Ark Survival Evolved has teased a Power Rangers collaboration.
Yo.
There's a tweet for this one, too.
Did you see this?
No, I'm waiting. I'm going to see it hopefully here when Kev brings
This
up.
teaser is cool looking. I can't wait to see. Hopefully they have a really cool trailer for this.
Oh.
But the idea of Power Rangers in Ark, come on.
So it's
now.
all the Zords there ready
Yeah.
to do their shit.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you put those giant beasts in an Ark map and we can go get them and then maybe become one and run around and punch T-Rexes and stuff.
That's cool.
Sign me up, people.
And your final Wii news, Indica is out today on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. I believe we're trying to talk about it on the GamesCast next week. So plenty to look forward to over there. To close this out here on Friday before you get your Final Fantasy spoiler cast, super chats here. I'm going to go with just one. All right. A lot of people wrote in. Thank you very much. Kinetic says, hey, Greg, do I have to play the other AC games before Shadows? I never played an AC game before, but that trailer got me hyped. Of course, Barrett Courtney's over there in the shadows. And I would say, he's shaking his head no. I would also say no. There's obviously a lot of lore you could catch up on. How much of it would matter? Who knows? But I would say, especially with, if I was going to recommend, I would recommend Odyssey. I know people would recommend, but it's that thing of like, you're about to get a gigantic Assassin's Creed game. So if you've never touched it before, just wait. And that way you can jump in and you can lose yourself to that.
You might get lost in like modern day stuff. But like really,
It's not
like
gonna matter.
it's going to be 5 minutes of maybe the beginning of the game, and then you're going to get into the actual story of the game, and then you're going to forget about that intro. So that stuff's for me.
I like this shirt. Good corduroy shirt there.
Go
I
for
like
it.
that. Want to feel it?
It
Is it
looks
soft
great.
too? Yeah, that's a
great.
great shirt. That's a great fucking shirt, Barrett. Good job.
colors.
Ladies and gentlemen, watching live, you can tell us if we're wrong about stuff. You didn't. There's no you're wrongs. So there you go.
Wow.
One person
That's
popped
great.
up and was like, I could be wrong. I'm like, that's not a you're wrong.
Okay.
If you don't
Could be
have
wrong.
the
It
actual
could be
fact
wrong.
that I got
Never
wrong,
know.
you're like, get the hell out
That's
of here.
all right.
Nobody cares about it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, if you're watching all these shows and saying these changes have been great, please support us with the Kind of Funny membership, even if it's just for a month on Patreon or YouTube. Of course, on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames or patreon.com/kindoffunny, you can get the membership, and you can get each and every one of our shows ad-free, get the ability to watch us record the afternoon podcast live as we record them, get that there Gregway vlog each and every weekday. Of course, if you're on Patreon, you could go higher. You could get the happy hour. You could get the monthly physical item. You could go above and beyond to support us because we're trying to support you. Of course, no big deal, though, if you can't. YouTube, podcast, Twitch, like, subscribe, share, follow, use your Amazon Prime, free subs, all that jazz. You are not going anywhere, of course. We are all about live talk shows. And like I said, right now we're going to transition over to the Kind of Funny Gamescast for the day, and it will be your Final Fantasy 16 spoiler cast with Ben Starr, star of the game. After that, it's the Kind of Funny Game Showdown. And after that, Nick is apparently finishing the Nuzlocke stream. I'll believe it when I see it. Mike, you killed it today.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me, chat. Always love talking games.
Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Joshua.